And we want to welcome everybody to Trigger Time. So we're going to just try this and see if this rolls in. It feels a little weird to roll right into it like this. Okay, yeah. But we're going to talk a little bit about some different firearms in the industry right now, some things that we're very excited about. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors here because we ran long on time on the last segment. But I want to tell a little bit about Jeff.
Yeah, the law offices of Jeffrey A. Smith out of Oskaloosa, Iowa.
You always have to be the one to say Oskaloosa. That. I can't say
it. If you're in need of some excellent legal representation, the law offices of Jeffrey A. Smith they're your people.
He's great guy, and for the cowboy shooters that listen to us faithfully, know that Jeff's a cowboy shooter also.
He is, 30 years of law experience. Wonderful man, great guy. He'll give you your best.
Yep.
His best.
His best, yeah.
Or your best.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Ask him about that, too. He'll explain. Boom, under the bus.
We appreciate your support.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And then we'll mention W.R. Hall, our good friend Mike over at Hall Insurance. Fantastic folks. I actually had a little fender bender on our way back from EOT.
You did.
Luckily, it didn't cause a 12-car pile up like it could have, but we literally bent up the fender on the trailer. Yep. Slight damage to it, but we did impact another vehicle.
To your excellent defensive driving, we did not get in a. We were avoiding getting blindsided by a tractor trailer.
Yeah, and, at 70 mile an hour.
Job. Yeah, at 70 miles on the St. Louis Bridge.
On the St. Louis Bridge. Yeah.
So yeah.
But we did damage another vehicle, and W.R. Hall made it so easy. We took pictures, on our cell phones, sent them over to them right away, and Mike just said, "It's all taken care of. Don't worry about it from here."
Boom.
And then yesterday, which was only a few days after we got back, the adjuster was already out here, looked at the trailer, 10 minutes, and boom, done. And we're moving forward on repairs. Everything's good to go. So it was pretty great.
They've been providing insurance since your great grandmother was doing the Charleston.
1920. 1920. Yeah. I like that. So man, you have a memory. I like that.
Boom.
So also just a shout out to the world. Mike is now officially have his starting necessity items, and we'll leave it at that in case his wife's listening. But he's got his new necessity items to start cowboy shooting here soon. So
looking forward to that.
That's going to be fantastic fun. We look forward to having him join the group. So, all right. So going into trigger time here, let's talk a little bit about some of the new stuff on the market. One thing I've been excited and anticipating coming out is the new Smith & Wesson M&P 10 millimeter, and that would be this firearm right here. There again, all firearms are empty prior to the show, where they were checked multiple times. Full frame firearm, obviously. Their M&P line, which has been out for quite, I think, 7 or 8 years, the actual M&P original design. But they obviously keep making upgrades, front serrations on them. They've now started to go in optic ready on virtually all of their higher quality pistols. Still that SDVs and such are still just standard top, but a lot of them are going over to the optic ready, and I think that's pretty standard across the market right now. Everybody's wanting to go to that. The greatest thing about this is they've figured out how to make the 10 millimeter fit in your hand. They've also set it up with a double stack 15 round magazine and 10 millimeter.
That's a lot of firepower.
Oh yeah. You want to talk about punch hard and do it 15 times. That's pretty fantastic.
Basically, you got 15 rounds of 41 mag there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, I'm a big 10 millimeter guy. It's, probably, my one favorite handgun round. I just really like it because of the versatility of bullet weights that can be found in manufacturers, and then also there's nothing in North America that it can't kill.
Right.
So that makes it fantastic. There again, like I mentioned before, I've killed mountain lion with it. So and maybe this year, maybe do a little deer hunting with it. Yep. So haven't got to do that yet, but I know that's.
Now, what inch barrel does that one have?
This one's the 4-inch barrel on it.
So that is a legal Indiana. Deer hunting firearm.
Absolutely is.
Yeah, you've got to keep your mag capacity.
Yeah, 10 rounds in the mag. 10 rounds in the mag, or 10 rounds on your person total. So you can't have backup mags in that. Just 10 rounds total on your person for the caliber that you're carrying, and that's rifle or pistol. So Of course, your standard safety trigger, but they've enhanced the safety trigger a little bit. I was messing around with it earlier. It's a little bit of a different design than they've normally done. This is actually a springed design, and it has a 90-degree cant to it that almost turns it into a flat trigger as you engage it, which is really fantastic on the trigger. The resets on it are great. The other thing that I noticed this morning, of course, it comes with 2 mags. It's got the high-rise sights for the optics to be placed on it.
So you can do a co-witness.
Co-witness with any type of red dot on there, but it also comes with 4 plates in the box, which a lot of the manufacturers are putting the guns out and they're not sending them with plates because there's just so many plates to choose from, but they sent the 4 most popular directly in there. Of course, a lot of it's related to Crimson Trace because Crimson Trace and Smith & Wesson, same company. So, I didn't get a chance to cross-reference the last plate, but I assume it's probably going to be a Vortex or bolt up with a Vortex. So great steepling on the gun, front serrations on it. I have not had the opportunity to fire it yet. I was going to keep one as backstock and allow us to shoot it. They've sold so fast. This is the last one I have in stock, so I snuck it in here this morning for the review. But the next batch that we get, we're going to pull one aside and then we'll do a live fire review with the firearm. Yeah, go right ahead.
I played with it a little bit the other day. What I did notice right away is that it does fit my hand better than most 10 millimeters. It doesn't necessarily have that instant blocky feel to it.
Sure.
I take it these back straps are does it come with multiple?
Yes, it has 4 back straps with it also.
Yeah, which one's on here?
That would be the medium.
That's the medium. Okay. Very aggressive texturing. Again, I really like the trigger profile because I'm a big flat trigger fan, and has very much the feel to that. Nice extended controls. I mean, if you're in the market for to carry a lot of firepower at one time, this is definitely worthy of looking at. So their M&P series have been really good, and they've always done a nice job on the ergos. So very cool.
All right, wonderful. And then you want to talk a little bit about the other offerings we have.
Show you some brief offerings from EMF Company. So they are out of California, and for those that don't know, the EMF stands for Early in Modern Firearms, and they were one of the very first importers of Italian replicas back in, and they're actually their history is steeped in the Great Western line of revolvers that were imported from Germany in the 60s and 70s, which you could, that during the single action craze because of all the Westerns that were on TV and stuff, the Great Western was a way to get an economical single action for a guy that didn't want to pony up the money for a Colt at the time. So who didn't want to spend the $175 for a Colt single action that they were selling for back then. But EMF does a lot of cool exclusives through Pieta. This one in particular is their Paladin model, a deep, rich blue, polymer, ivory light grips on there. And guys, I'm just so amazed by the actions on these Pietas right out of the box. I mean, this gun feels great. I mean, super smooth. And this is just one variant. They do so many series. They do nickel, they do color case, they do stainless. And then you've got, they do a lot of cool cap and ball models. And this one in particular is a Sheriff's model, 1860. What makes this different than most is obviously the Thunder style or the Lightning style backstrap. It's not just a bird's head. The Lightning, the Thunders actually have that little squared off hump in there. Feels pretty good in the hand. Full fluted cylinders, Sheriff's model length. That is a very cool. That's a cool setup. I kind of want to get a pair and get Chili Pepper P to run for his money.
We were joking about that on the way back from EOT that we both need to go into Frontiersman.
And guys, even the actions on their cap and balls. I mean, if you ever felt a cap and ball gun in the 70s or 80s or 90s, they were a lot rougher, and these are very, very smooth. And again, this is their 1860. They do 1851s, 1858 Remingtons, and they do the full offering of. They even still do a Patterson Colt, which is really cool. So, check them out. EMF. They do a lot of different offerings, and they've been a great company to work with so far.
They have been fantastic to work with.
One of the better, easier,
very simple to work with. Charlie and I spent a few hours out there, in their booth in between his, people coming in to look. I didn't want to interrupt his regular business, so I kept leaving and coming back. And we were, in the meantime, starting a sheet of what we wanted to do and what we were looking to accomplish and accessories and that type of thing. So, 3 days into it, we finally got everything put together, and we ordered a couple dozen guns or brought them with us, one of the two. And, just the smoothness of the line right out of the box and the price point on them. Of course, all firearms have gone up some. Everybody knows that, and that's probably not going to change anytime soon. But this allows somebody who can't afford to go directly into Rugers or anything of that nature, Colts or that, they can step into this in a much more economical fashion and still get a very, very good quality gun that'll serve them for several years. And they may never want to trade up after they get used to them too. So, very good out of the box, ready to start learning the game of cowboy. So, or just that old West feel if you're not into cowboy, just to have the
a lot of guys. I mean, we sell a lot of one gun single actions to the general public. People still love a single action revolver.
Absolutely. So absolutely. Yeah. We have 2 cases full of single action out here, and it seems like we're always reordering single actions. So it's great. And like I say, they're not all going out the door to cowboy shooters. So that's pretty great. But did get a chance out there at EOT to be able to talk to Ruger at great length. Really enjoyed the conversation with that. Their lines are looking better and better as far as getting back to production on different things. The Vaqueros in particular, we just got a batch of Vaqueros.
Yeah, we got a nice batch of Vaqueros, 357 Vaqueros.
Yeah,
new Vaqueros.
Yeah, stainless. Just beautiful offering again. To get those back in the door was very exciting because I haven't actually had a group of them in almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, getting singles here and there, but we actually got a nice group of them in and have them for sale here in the store. So, and they're still just as great as they always were. So. I'm very encouraged by some of the new stuff that they're coming out with and some of their timelines for the new Marlins and such. We have seen a few of the new Marlin rifles come through here, and they've been great, so we're looking forward to the next offerings coming. I don't want to give out specific information as far as dates and times because it makes them hold to it or I don't want to give misinformation. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, but here's some great offerings for you to take a look at. If you're local to us, come by Two Bear Arms, take a look at the firearms that we have in stock. We were also going to have a couple of Colts on here today. Python and Anaconda. We had those
new offerings.
Yeah, we had both of those in here, and 5 minutes before the podcast, a customer was asking about them and ended up buying both of them.
Bought both of them.
So, so we
they're in our content.
Yeah, they're
right out the
door.
door.
Sorry, folks. We were 5 minutes from being able to do that. So I'll get more of them in, I'm sure, and we'll put them on one of the future broadcasts here coming up. So,
Saturdays are always fun here. Always action.
Absolutely. Yeah. The showroom's full out there. We've got some local, it's election season, and we'll talk a little bit about that in Unloaded maybe. So, but we've got some politicians out here right now doing some things and things like that. So the showroom's nice and full. It's always a lot of fun. And when we're done here, we're going to go back out there and do some talking. So just not on film. So fantastic. All right. So anything else new in the offering that we want to tell people about before we move on to the next segment?
No, in future, we're going to continue kind of our series on bug out stuff and do some more individual videos on that. It was very popular, and we got a lot of comments.
Oh, a lot of comments.
People really enjoyed that. So we're gonna ramp that up and keep on that trend.
Yeah, and, fantastic. And we so appreciate everybody's comments, whether by text or Facebook message or in person or emails. Some of them lately have gotten a lot of comments, very positive comments, and, asking for more information. And, that's one reason we're switching to this new format of 3 segments on our filming days because they're, again, requests by customers. They didn't want to wait 3 weeks to hear again about, trigger time or on the trail or unloaded. So this way they're getting it every week. They're getting all 3 short segments. So Okay, wonderful. Well, we thank everybody for listening to Trigger Time. We're now going to move over into our next segment. And there again, if you're listening on Spotify, just stay tuned here for a second. If you're watching on YouTube or a video provider, just wait a few minutes and switch to the next video. We'll be starting that one now.